Visualize your best self and show up as her or them. Hey y'all, it's Zai. Welcome back to my channel. Today is January 3rd. It's technically January 3rd. It's 1 a.m. on January 3rd. Happy New Year, y'all. I hope y'all 2023 is going smooth already. And if not, you know, the year just started. Y'all go ahead and turn it around. I'm really excited for this year. I'm excited for new beginnings. And honestly, I just decided to come on here and do this little girl talk to start off the new year, just relationship advice and like advice in general for the new year, just so y'all on the right track. And I'm on the right track as well, because I learn new things every day, and honestly I just feel like I should share them too. I feel like a lot of my goals had to do with the things I'm going to be talking about this year. So, well, not a lot of my goals, but like some of my goals are included in what I'm going to be talking about, or revolved around what I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, let's go ahead and just get straight into it. I wrote down everything I wanted to talk about because I just simply know myself, and I know I will sit here and forget everything. So I feel like the first topic should be confidence, just because stepping into new year, you need to know how to hold your head up and just be confident. I feel like one of my biggest keys to confidence is just, you know, putting on a show for yourself before like you can put on a show for anyone else. So for example, you may not feel as confident. You might, you know, have some things that you are insecure about, but you shouldn't let anyone else know that. Make sure when you're walking outside, you're looking presentable to yourself, like for yourself. You're put together, you know, hair done, whatever you got to do. And all in all, you might not feel confident on the inside, but someone might see you and see you're put together and you're walking with your head up. You're speaking, you know, you're chilling. And they might be like, oh, wow, okay, so she kind of got, you know, she... You know, not be stuck up, not be cocky, not be, you know, super conceited. It's okay to be conceited, but to an extent. Not be like, make sure you're humble about it, but you're like confident. Like you're walking around, people look at you like, okay, yo, girl, you smell good. You know, you're taking care of yourself. Stuff like that. Just all in all, make sure you visualize your best self and you show up as her. I've seen that quote on Pinterest and I just love that quote so much. Visualize your best self and show up as her or them. And I feel like I've been doing that a whole lot lately. Like I see who I want to be. I see, like, I might see somebody dressed like, you know, like I like how they dress, and I'm just like, oh, that's similar to my style, but like I don't feel as confident wearing that. I feel like I've really stepped out of that comfort, like into my real realm. I stepped out of my comfort zone, especially with being in college. I just dress however I want to and how I truly want to. You know, I can try different things with my hair. I feel like that's what you should be able to do. Like, do what you really want to do. Show up as who your dream person is. And you really will see that you turn into that person. I want to deep dive into feminine hygiene just a little bit. Even though this is really not like strictly towards feminine hygiene or anything like that. But it is a girl talk kind of thing. You know, just like tips. Some of my favorite tips for your miss thing down there in feminine hygiene. For one, take a daily probiotic, y'all. Take a daily probiotic. When I tell y'all probiotics don't do it for you, they will. It just helps regulate your pH balance, helps prevent and like, you know, prevent infections, bacteria being down there, because your miss girl down there is very sensitive. It's just a very sensitive area. The bacteria can easily get up there. Once it gets up there, it's like it could mess up your flora. And you know, we don't want that. It's 2023. Come on, just get it together. A lot of the times, I feel like people don't realize that women don't actually cause their own like pH balances to not be regulated, if that makes sense. Or like, you know, a woman might get a yeast infection whole time. It might be their partner. You know, maybe they didn't wash their hands or wash themselves properly before they got busy, or maybe they're just like something like they ate, maybe, I don't know. Like a lot of that stuff goes into play. That's why I feel like you should just take a probiotic to just regulate everything, because you never know, for real. Also, I take multivitamins. I just love my supplements. I feel like researching different supplements and what they can do for you is very key. I always do that. I might see a supplement on TikTok and I just start researching their benefits and seeing if that might be able to benefit me. And honestly, I just love it. my whole drawer is like vitamins and stuff. Like, I love me some vitamins because I don't know, I prefer it over like going and getting prescription medicine. One of my biggest tips that I have for like just menstrual cycles and like your you know what I'm saying, down there, when you're on your period, if you have really bad cramps, for me, I have really bad cramps and I don't really like to take medicine because I just like to, I do that thing where I like to see how much of a pain tolerance I have. I take fish oil cramps. I take fish oil supplements when I feel like my cramps are just really up there and I just need something for extra support and I just have a headache, all of that. I just need extra stuff. And I feel like it helps so much. I feel like fish oil is just like a more natural pain reliever. I don't know. I always suggest it to people when they talk about their bad cramps. The talk on waxing and shaving. I personally, I get a Brazilian wax, which is really just your fat ma and yeah, but and then I sometimes get my underarms waxed because I just like the way it feels and I feel like it lasts longer. But usually for like the rest of my body parts, like my legs, underarms, I usually just shave. I used to get my eyebrows waxed. I haven't actually got my eyebrows waxed in a while just because I don't go to that waxer anymore because she's all the way deep in the city. I used to get my Brazilian from her, but I don't go there anymore, so I just don't. I'm not going to drive down there just to get my eyebrows done. So I need to find someone else that can like do my eyebrows. So the talk on doing the sex. I mean, my opinion on sex in general is really just like, do what you want to do. Like, I feel like it's nobody's business if you want to have sex, if you don't want to have sex. If you want to hold yourself for marriage, if you want to just hold yourself for the right person, I definitely suggest holding yourself for the right person. Make sure you're very comfortable. Make sure you're like in your head, you're not like having doubts because you don't want to regret anything. Because like once you give it away, you can't take it back. I mean, virginity is just like, you know, I don't know. I guess it's really not a big deal to some, but like, so I know some really hold it as like, you know, once you, ain't no going back, Brody. Ain't no going back. So just make sure you're like not gonna regret it. You're not having second thoughts. Make sure you're really comfortable and like, you know, because it will be painful. It will be uncomfortable if you're not comfortable and not painful. I feel like that's kind of bad. Like, it just will be very tense. Make sure you're comfortable with the person. Make sure y'all talk it out. Make sure you know where y'all at. So like afterwards, it's not like, hey, he just ditched me afterwards. Pretty much. Just make sure you're keeping yourself clean. Make sure your partner is clean. Y'all know each other. Y'all comfortable showing your body to each other. Relationship wise, okay, so I specifically separated relationships / friendships in college from general like relationship tips. I feel as though, let me get started. If y'all don't know, I go to Morgan State University, an HBCU. I'm a freshman, and let me just tell y'all, everybody knows, especially at Morgan specifically, but a lot of HBCUs, one, the boy to girl ratio is like, there's way more girls than boys. Two, especially freshman year, a lot of people are coming in and they're like just trying to have fun, for real. They're just experimenting. There's so many people on campus. A lot of guys are seeing all these bad girls on campus, like bad biddies on campus. So they're like, whoa, you might be thinking who you talking to is just talking to you, but the whole time they're walking somebody else to class, and now you're sad. And honestly, I just feel as though, personally, I don't suggest dating in college, especially not for the first few years, your freshman year and your sophomore year. Just experiment, let stuff fly out and see what's really meant for you. Focus on your education, have fun, just have fun, and you can have situationships, you can talk, whatever you're comfortable with doing. But I just personally would not suggest being in a relationship. For one, I really didn't have that much experience, but I had my little bit of experience, and I've seen from other people's perspective. I came into college in a relationship. I had a long distance relationship from someone back home, and yeah, I mean, it really wasn't long distance because like I came home like every other weekend, but I don't know, I just wouldn't suggest it. Friendship wise, just make sure, like, obviously, like, a lot of the times, like, when you come into school, the people that you think are going to be your best friends are really not going to be your best friends, especially, like, that first week after freshman week. I've seen a lot of people stick with their friends, but, like, me personally, I feel like the people I thought I was just going to be friends with, I drifted apart from them. And honestly, it's people that, like, I met and I didn't think I was going to be close with that I'm really close to now. I have like two, three people at school that I'm really close with that I really like, you know, obviously I don't fully trust anyone because like I'm still getting to know people, but it's like, yeah, just be careful. Make sure you're not like you're very careful. I'm not saying always keep your guard up, but keep your guard up. Like, don't tell them too much of your business. You never know what could happen. Just make sure you're very careful and you're observing situations and people. That's all I can really say for like relationships and friendship wise. I wouldn't say give your heart out that quick. Make sure you're just really careful and just having fun. I feel like it's your freshman year. Just explore. They're gonna explore most likely. You're gonna want to explore, unless it's just meant for y'all. Like, y'all just know y'all really want to rock with each other and y'all just feel as though it's just really gonna work, then that's cool, like as long as it's established. But I just personally would not recommend being in a relationship during your freshman year of school. Now, for general relationship tips, I don't even know where to start. I kind of wrote some stuff down. Okay, so this all goes into everything. Like, I did red flags and everything. For one, I just feel as though when you're going into a relationship, make sure you're like, don't try to lower your standards to fit what everyone else is giving out. Like, you know, because I know this generation is like, bare minimum is like really like what's glamorized. And honestly, if you're like me, I'm like a romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic. I just, in my head, things are a fairy tale for love. And honestly, I don't care. I'm not backing down. I feel like as though I could get that type of love story that I want if, you know. And I just feel as though I personally deserve a lot. So if you're not meeting my standards, I'm just personally just going to drop you. That's just me. I feel like you shouldn't settle for less. And that's just me. 2, when you're going into a relationship, this all feeds into my red flags too. When you're going into a relationship or anything with anyone, make sure the intentions are clear. Make sure they're clear. Because you don't want to be, you know, I know especially for girls, women, especially, our emotions are very like, we have more emotions than men. Well, not more emotions. We like react off emotion more than men. It's like more proven, obviously, you know. I feel as though you just have to be very careful. Make sure, like, from the get-go, you kind of know what's going on. I'm not saying as soon as you meet someone, you're like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be my wife? Be my boyfriend? Be my husband? No. Obviously, that's not how it's going to go. But make sure, like, once y'all start getting comfortable with each other, y'all been talking for a little bit, make sure it's established, like, hey, are we working towards a relationship? Are we just trying to be in a situationship? Are we just going to keep talking, you know, talking to other people? Are we going to, you know, just be friends, close friends with benefits? Make sure it's established. Are we going to be exclusive? You know what I'm saying? So you never know what the other person might be thinking. You could be in love with someone, not in love. You could be like, hey, I really like this guy. I can't wait to see him in my future. I can't wait to build with him. I can't wait to do this with him. When is he going to ask me to be his girlfriend? Da, 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 da. And then on the other hand, the guy is like, hey, like, you know, talking to other people, you know, not planning to be in any relationship anytime soon. And y'all both are just like on different pages. You are head over heels. He's just like, hey, it's whatever. I just feel like, and it could be vice versa too. Like, it could be the girl just trying to have her fun and then he trying to settle down. I'm just saying, y'all don't want to be confused and y'all don't want to be confusing each other, because I feel as though I've been in a situation where it's like, I'm over here like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that, and I'm being loyal in the talking stage, and the whole time Boo talking to other people and he don't even know if he want to even be in a relationship. So I just feel as though those boundaries should be set. Not boundaries, like, it should be known what the intentions are from the get-go as soon as possible. Obviously, one of the biggest relationship tips that everyone says but may not do is communication. Communicating is one of the biggest things that will hold us up together. And we're grown. Even though we might not like to have these uncomfortable conversations, like, really keeps the relationship. You know, don't just hide your feelings and you're being passive aggressive towards your partner. Personally, if someone's being passive aggressive towards me and I don't know why you're being weird to me, I am going to start losing feelings. I am going to be like, hey, okay, well, Bo was acting weird, so I'm about to just chill off him. I'm gonna be more laid back, and then slowly I'm just gonna stop. Like, that lust, that likeness for you will be dropping. I promise you that. And it's happened. It's really happened. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, recently type shit. But I just feel as though you should really communicate your emotions. And honestly, I've left my passive aggressive side of me in 2022, man. Months ago. I stopped doing that. I'm gonna tell you what's on my mind, and that's one thing I'm gonna do. I feel as though, obviously, could be a lot of things with trust issues. I know I have trust issues for a fact, but really in relationships, all you can do is try to trust them. Like, even if, like, you know, you might be thinking, like, what is he doing, or why is he not texting me back, why, either communicate about it and move on about it, or just keep it to yourself, or not keep it to yourself, but like, just what can you really do? Because you're sitting here stressing out about what they might be doing behind your back, but what is that doing to benefit you? It's just stressing you out. Either communicate about it or just forget about it and move on. Obviously, try to stay honest. I feel like there's no point in lying. I feel like we're grown. If the truth hurts, it hurts. Like, it's just better to tell the truth than whatever. I personally respect somebody telling me the truth over them trying to hide it from me, and then I find out in the long run, because it will just hurt more. Another tip is making sure your partner is comfortable. And this is just in a relationship. Whatever you're doing within the relationship, whether it be having sex or, you know, just in general, make sure they are comfortable with whatever. Because you don't want to just be doing stuff that makes you happy within the relationship, but you're not worried about pleasing your partner. You're not worried about making sure they're comfortable. You're not worried about making sure they're okay with everything truly. I just feel as though you can't be selfish in a relationship. You have to really, it's really like, you rub my back, I rub yours. Let's deep dive into red flags. This will also feed into the relationship tips that I have to say too. For one of my biggest red flags that I have when I first start talking to someone, or I just like start entertaining someone, is when they call me big money. Big money. If y'all don't know about this, big money, big Zai, or you got money, big bands, you rich. No. Cut that ish out. Because one thing I will tell you, a lot of men like a damsel in distress. They like to see that they can help you, or they have some purpose in your life, for real. Like, that's a lot of men. Like, they want to be able to like do this for you. They might want to be able to like, say you're struggling to pick something up, they want to rush to be able to do that for you. But if you're like, you pulling out your card all the time, obviously you could pay for stuff, but if you're pulling out your card all the time and you're, you know, doing everything on your own. I love independent women. I personally am very independent, but like in certain situations, it's like you just gotta sit back and like see what they do. Like, if y'all on your first date and you're opening the doors, you're offering to pay, boy's gonna obviously be like, they will sit there in the back of their head like, okay, so she, you know, ... But just, I feel as though I'm not really going anywhere with this. I am going somewhere with this, but y'all might not be getting what I'm saying. Just chill. As soon as a guy calls me big on money, I'm out of there. Because that means they get comfortable with the fact that you can spend your own money. I don't know. Because once I was with some guy I was talking to, and we had went to like, wow, I was just after a party or whatever, and he was about to pay for my stuff, but then he had walked away from the checkout because he was paying with cash, and I was trying to use like my rewards. So I just went to self-checkout, and he was like, oh, what you doing? I'm like, you're moving a bit too slow. So I pull out my card and I pay for my own stuff, and he's like, oh dang, big money. After that, I promise you, when we went out again, they got themselves food. Who didn't even offer to get me food? I promise you that. Yup. So don't. If a guy calls you big money, just run. Or just cut it out. Cut that ish out from the jump. Cut it out. Because I don't play like that. I just feel as though you should sit back and let yourself get the treatment that you deserve. Let them pay for the check, especially on your first date. Let them hold the doors. Let them pay for whatever. You know, act as if your wallet is not even there, an option. One thing I really will look out for that's a big red flag that I did not know until recently is misogynistic comments or behavior. Like, it's like undercover misogyny. Like, so I was talking to this guy, and I just remember one time we were on the phone and I'm taking a nap. I'm about to go to work, so I'm taking a quick little 30-45 minute nap. Bull gets to arguing, not arguing, having a back and forth with his stepdad or whatever. So there's like a video about how women this and that, and they don't bring anything to the table. And he's like, oh, women don't really bring anything to the table. All they do is nurture. But like, women just want men to pay for everything for them and do this and a third and da da da. And he would constantly bring stuff like this up, even before this day. Talk about how women just want a man to do that, and women just want a man for money, and women just want this and that. So it's just starting to become a reoccurring thing for me. I'm like, why? What is his fixation on this topic? Like, what's the problem? Who hurt him? Because at the end of the day, what are you doing for me? What are you doing for a Glenn? What are you bringing to the table? You're just sitting on my phone, taking up space, chatting all day, bro. Like, we did not go on a date. I promise you that we were talking for how long? We did not go on a date. He said we'd go on a date. Never told me a date or time. When I tell you, when I went to talk about, like, talking, I asked, well, I was really lit one night. I asked, well, do you talk to other people? He said, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he was like, do you? And I'm like, no. But now I know how to move. Because one thing I know how to do is play that game too. And honestly, I appreciate the honesty. So after that, he was just like, oh, you know, I just never thought of like this topic. And honestly, I was talking to my friend about it, and she was just like, yeah, why don't you just date her? And he's just going off about how like, oh yeah, he just feels as though our age difference and all that is just like a factor, and just stuff that I would have never thought about. And I'm just like, so you're wasting time on my phone talking to me, but you're not even sure if you want to. I feel as though that goes into the fact that y'all need to make sure the intentions are clear, and that's just a story time. But that also feeds into the fact of what else I was talking about misogynistic comments and behavior. It was a reoccurring thing for him to bring up certain comments about how women don't do anything, and all they offer is fat ma, and they just want a man to pay for everything for them, and da da da. I cut him off because he was just doing it for me, and that was just a big red flag. And another red flag for me is scarce communication. Scarce, whatever. If you're not texting back for like hours to days, like if we texted at like 12 p.m. and you're not texting me back until like maybe 12 a.m., 2 a.m. the next day, or like 8 hours later, I understand people have lives, but that can be communicated like, hey, I'm about to go to work, I'll talk to you later, or hey, my bad, I was at work, da, da, da. Don't just go missing and then come back like it's normal. I don't like that. I just feel as though that's just not for me, especially if I'm trying to build something with you. I just feel like that's not for me. I understand people have lives. Like I said, I have a life too. I'm in school, I work, I get it. Like, I'm gonna let you know, hey, I'm about to go to class, hey, I'm about to go to work, I will talk to you later when I can. Simple. Like, I just feel like it's not that deep to just say that. That's just me. I feel like that's a big red flag for me, because like, what are you, okay, I can't make you my man if you're not even communicating with me properly. Another red flag, which just goes into what I said before, not making their intentions clear from the jump. They just want to be on the phone with you. They just want to enjoy your presence, but they're not making their intentions clear. Just stringing you along, that goes into like everything I was just saying before. You're just getting strung along. They're just using you for entertainment purposes. I don't like that. I feel like you can kind of tell when someone is just stringing you along too. They're not talking about nothing serious, or, you know, anything like that. One of the most annoying like red flags for me is always wanting to link, but they're never like trying to plan a proper date or anything. Like, if I'm texting someone and he's like, oh, like, let's link today, like, come over to my house, or let's just do this and do that. I don't know you. Like, I get it, like, we could link one time, but if you're asking me to come over your house, like, and I don't know you, like, that's crazy. Like, maybe ask, oh, hey, can I pull up? Like, we sit in the car, we talk a little bit, get to know each other. That's kind of different. But like, if you're not trying to plan anything proper, like, hey, like, can I take you out to lunch one day? Can we go watch a movie maybe? I feel like you're just not for me. Like, I just personally, I don't know. That's just not my kind of groove. That's just me. That all goes into if he wanted to, he would. Or if she wanted to, she would. But if he wanted to, he really would. I promise you that. Like, I've had someone not lead me on, like, just not really talk about what they really wanted to do for weeks of us talking. And then I've had someone that I've only was talking to for like a couple days ask me right on a date. I just feel as though it really depends, and if he really wanted to, he would. So that's all for my 2023 relationship girl talk advice type thing. I don't even know what I'm gonna name this, but y'all kind of get the groove of what's going on. I hope y'all found some information from this beneficial, even though I was sitting here talking about a whole bunch of like stuff just mixed up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't done a sit down video in that long, and I kind of like doing this, so hopefully y'all see me sitting down and talking to y'all again soon. Bye guys.